If you're planning on buying a house with a basement, then you need to know the following 5 things about basements. My goal is not to scare you, but to share with you practical information and give you reassurance so that you can buy your house with confidence. Hey, what's up? This is Eslait with Casa Real Estate, and prior to buying my first home here in Minnesota, I had never lived in a home with a basement. However, I had heard many stories about people getting water, mold, and having to spend thousands of dollars to redo and fix their basement. I was a little nervous. However, I ended up buying a house from 1929, and during the home inspection, there was significant water in the finished side of the basement. Scary, right? Well, it worked out for me kind of nicely because I ended up negotiating $8,000 off the sale price. I still live in the house, I love it, and the water problem has been fixed since then. So the first thing that you should know about basement is that number 1, having gutters is key. You want to have quality gutters that are in good shape. You want to make sure that they are clean and free of debris, and you want the gutters to extend at the bottom about 6 feet away from the house. By following this advice, you're going to prevent the majority of water issues. The second thing you want to confirm is that you have proper grading that slopes away from your house. Another thing that you can do to improve the grading is to add a plastic membrane that will cover the first couple of feet of the grade and add some decorative gravel to help with drainage. The third thing to know about basement walls is that they can bow or cave in. The most common cause for bowing in walls is not having proper grading and gutters not working. The majority of the time, bowing walls can be fixed, so it's not something that you should stress about too much. The most common way I have seen is with the use of anchors. Anchors consist of a low profile steel wall plate that will stabilize leaning walls. The nice thing about them is that you can strain a wall without excavation and little disturbance to the landscaping, your driveway, and patios. They can also be painted or finished over. So the reason I wanted to mention anchors is not to scare you by any means, but because sometimes when you go see homes, you're gonna see some basements that are gonna have anchors, and I don't want you to freak out about them or just feel like you don't want to buy that house because it has anchors. So the more information you know ahead of time, the better. The fourth thing that you should know about basements has to do with radon gas. Radon is a naturally occurring radioactive gas that can cause lung cancer. Radon gas is inert, colorless, and odorless, and it's naturally in the atmosphere in trace amounts. Outdoors, radon disperses rapidly and generally is not a health issue. Basements will have radon, but the key is to figure out how much, and that is where you can do a radon test during your home inspection. The way that radon is measured is in picocuries per liter of air. Radon levels inside a house below 4 picocuries per liter of air are considered acceptable. If your home has radon levels above the 4 picocuries per liter of air, then that's where you need to take action. Now, some easy things that you can do to prevent radon from entering your basement is to seal cracks in floors and walls with plaster, caulk, or other materials designed for this purpose. If the radon levels on your home are above 4, then that's where you can add a radon mitigation system. This system basically helps extract any radon gas coming into the basement and blows it outside of your home. A radon mitigation system will cost you anywhere from $1,500 to $1,800 depending on how much work it is to get the system to go out from your basement. The fifth thing about basements that you should know about are sump pumps. It took me a while to understand all the components of a sump pump because it's a little confusing. Basically, you have what's called a drain tile that goes around the entire perimeter of the basement foundation. This drain tile then drains into a sump basket. Then after a certain level of water accumulating in the sump basket, the sump pump drains the water outside of your home. It's a good idea for most homes to have sump pump systems, but it's not always necessary. Some homes, because of the lot type, will never need a sump pump, and some homes, because of the lot type, will have to have a sump pump installed. So it's always a good idea to have that option. My house, since it was built in 1929, I didn't have a sump pump system, but I installed one, and that's what helped me remove the water problems I was having. And the sump pump system, having the drain tile with the sump basket and sump pump, cost me about $6,000, just to kind of give you an example of what you can expect for the cost of installing one. Because you've made it so far into this video, I want to give you some bonus tips. So some things that you should do are, if you're going to finish your basement, make sure that you get a permit. Don't forget to add return vents when finishing a basement. If you don't have a return vent, this is going to make the bedrooms have poor airflow, making them cold in the winter and hot in the summer. Make sure that you get a dehumidifier because it's gonna help make your basement feel less humid and nicer in the summertime. Things that you shouldn't do in your basement, and these are just my opinion, are having carpet, because even if you do all the right things and you get a little water and your carpet gets wet and you don't catch it in time, then you're gonna have to replace the carpet. Some other options are adding flooring that's waterproof, such as LVP. Another thing I wouldn't recommend for basement flooring is to add tile. This may be nice, but in the winter when it's really cold, the floor is gonna feel really cold as well. So that's why I think that you should go with another option. If you're thinking about buying a house here in Rochester, Minnesota, let me know so I can help you find the best home and also home inspector so that you can buy your home with confidence. Feel free to give me a call, text, or email, and thank you for watching.